All right, what is up? What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Guys, apologies for the delay. We have had some breaking news that we want to talk about. The breaking news is that Candace Parker, the WNBA legend, the Tennessee Lady Vol legend, has officially announced her retirement, guys. Now, this is official. She did resign with the Las Vegas Aces, but as of today, and as of actually 17 minutes ago, she has announced on Instagram that she is officially retired. So, guys, we're going to talk initially, we're going to talk about Candace Parker, her legacy. We're going to talk about that to start off the show, and then we're going to move on to talk about the Chicago Sky. But Candace Parker is truly one of the legends of the game, like absolute legends of the game. And I'm a little bit shocked, kind of.
I am too because she just signed or re-signed with the Aces. So I'm a little shocked that she did not make this announcement prior to signing. I think that probably would have been a little bit better for the team if she had signed last week. I mean, if she had retired last week prior to re signing with the Aces. I think it's going to put them in a different position. Yes, she did not play much last year for the team, but they were expecting her to play this year. And I think they were going to need her this year. But her making this announcement now is probably best for those that are the rookies that are coming in, so that they'll figure out how they're gonna use these other players now. Uh, Candace was a force to be reckoned with, so to lose her is a big deal.
Yeah. It's a big deal for the game of basketball. It's a big deal for the game of basketball. And guys, I do want to read out what Candace put on Instagram. So here is her letter that she put on Instagram. She said, "I know you're going to miss me. I'm retiring. I promise I'd never cheat the game and that I'd leave it in a better place than I came into it. The competitor in me always wants one more, but it's time. My heart and body knew, but I needed to give my mind time to accept it. I've always wanted to walk off the court with no parade or tour, just privately with the ones I love. What now was to be my last game. I walked off the court with my daughter. I ended the journey just as I started it, with her. The offseason hasn't been fun on a foot that isn't cooperating. It's no fun playing in pain. 10 surgeries in my career. Wow, 10 surgeries.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
It's no fun knowing that you could do
Knowing
what you could do. If only. It's no fun hearing she isn't the same when I know why. It's no fun accepting the fact you need surgery again. I fell in love with the little orange ball at 13 years old, and because of it, my world goes round. The highs are unmatched, and the lows taught me lessons. On and off the court, I'm proud I've always been true and stayed true to me, even when it wasn't popular. I'm grateful for 16 years I played a game for a living, and despite all the injuries, I hooped. I'm grateful for family, teammates, coaches, doctors, trainers, and fans who made this journey so special." And she finishes off with, "Today's players enjoy it. No matter how you prepare for it, you won't be ready for the gap it leaves in your soul. Forgive me as I mourn a little bit, but I'll be back loving the game differently in a while." And then she finished off with some lyrics. Wow, what a like beautiful way to talk about her retirement.
And I'm so glad that she used her own words, how she felt, what she's been through, what the game itself means to her, and to know within yourself, physically in your soul, okay, I don't want to give it up, but I need to give it up. I need to give it up because of what my body is going through, but my mind is not ready. But my body is saying I can't do it anymore because I want to be the best. And if she can't be the best, she said, I don't want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that from her. I appreciate her speaking to her fans, her friends. I know she spoke to her. I'm sure she's spoken to her teammates before she literally put this out.
Yeah,
I'm sure she did that.
Yeah.
But Becky Hammon is probably mourning as well as she is now. But at the same time, she understands that when a player says they can't give any more, you have to accept that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is just the end of an era.
Mm-hmm.
So she mentioned in the post that her foot was still an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is something that she was dealing with last year. Last year she only played 18 games. Candace Parker played 18 games. She played the first 18 games of the season. She got hurt and was out the remainder of the season. Yes, she did win a chip with the Las Vegas Aces, but it wasn't the same because
right.
she wasn't actively able to contribute. She was on the bench, sort of talking to players and trying to motivate the team that way, but she couldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that had to have hurt her in a way of being on the team but not really being able to really contribute to winning. And with her foot not cooperating and her maybe needing another surgery or something like that, it's a little bit too much for a player who wants to be the best like her
mm-hmm.
to deal with and be like, oh, I'm gonna get another surgery and cause my team to be without me for a long time when they could get somebody else. I can announce my retirement, then get somebody else in there, and then they can win. I know for sure that was extremely hard for Candace because we've, I feel like I kind of grew up as a Candace Parker fan. Ever since I was younger, hearing about her at Naperville and balling out of control. Then she goes to Tennessee, balling out of control, and became one of the best players to ever play the game.
Yes.
Absolutely one of the best players. Now, guys, I was actually making a Las Vegas Aces training camp preview video that was actually supposed to come out right after this video is over. But it actually can't go out anymore because the information's wrong because I talked about Candace Parker being on the squad. But here's some of the stats, guys. Just to talk about Candace Parker and what she has meant to the game of women's basketball. Just in we're just going to talk about her in the WNBA. So she won 3 championships with 3 different teams. The first player ever to have done something like that. Here's some more Candace Parker stats. She played 16 years in the WNBA for 16 seasons. She is a 2-time WNBA MVP. She is the only player in WNBA history to have won a MVP of the league and Rookie of the Year in the same season. Mm-hmm. She is a 7-time All-Star, 7-time first-team All-WNBA. She currently stands at 9th in WNBA history in career points. She is 3rd in WNBA history in career rebounds, 2nd in career defensive rebounds, 7th in career assists in the WNBA. And guys, she was a post player, 7th in the WNBA in assists. That is huge, absolutely huge. Because not only was Candace a great post player, who could get some points in the paint, she's also a player who can get her teammates involved.
Right.
She was always a good distributor. And she's 7th in the WNBA in that. 3rd in defensive rebounds per game. Candace Parker is women's basketball royalty. She is. And I thought she was going to enter into what would have been her last season this year. But she has announced her retirement now, so we will not see her play for a 17th year. Last year, she finished off the season with 9 points a game, 5.4 rebounds a game, and 3.7 assists per game in 18 games played before she went down with an injury. So yeah, that is Candace Parker, an absolute legend of the game of women's basketball. Mama, you got anything else to say about Candace Parker?
Um, the only other thing I would say, I think that other players may need to look, other veteran players need to look and see, is it time for me to go? Have I reached the end of my magnificent playing time? Because we all know as we get older, as I'm getting older, you realize that there's a time when a part of your life is over and you have to move on to something else. And when I say move on to something else, this is her career. But yeah, in general, we know when it's time that we can't do what we've done before to the best that we've always done it. And we want to be the best. We don't want to. I'm happy for her that she did not come into this 17th season and play a game or two and then had to sit down and say, I'm injured, I got to have another surgery. I'm so glad she didn't do that. I'm glad that she recognized that she may still have to have that surgery, but it may be an elective surgery because the surgery that she was going to have was so she could play basketball. But if she doesn't play basketball, she may not have to have that surgery. She may put it off to a later time when she feels mentally ready to do this, to go through us, because surgeries are not easy, you all. Those of you all that have not had any surgeries are not easy to go through. And to go through, I think she said 10 surgeries over the course of her career, that's a lot to go through in order to play basketball. That is a lot to put on your body. So I'm just glad for her that she says, I'm retiring, that nobody forced her to retire. She says, I'm retiring. She made the decision. And that's the best thing in the world, when you can make the decision on your own and not be forced to do it.
Y'all, Mama is spitting facts, y'all. Can y'all hit that like button for Mama, please? hit that like button for Mama, because she said something very important. The fact that maybe, just maybe, some other veterans in the game should maybe consider, when is their time to pack it up? Because you can't play forever. Your health will not sustain you for forever in terms of playing basketball. Of course, you're gonna have a great full life,
right?
Doing, Candace is gonna be perfectly fine. She's gonna be on TNT, gonna be sitting at the desk, laughing with Charles Barkley and Shaq and all that stuff. Candace is gonna have a good time, right? And a lot of the players in the WNBA, everything's not over once they actually pack it up and leave the game of women's basketball as a player. So the thought is, will we see any other players hang it up and retire? Honestly, I don't think so this season. Like, I don't think we're going to see any additional players that will retire. But I will say, there are some other players that really should be also considering retiring, because, the other good thing that I thought was really great about Candace announcing it now is the fact that she still went out relatively on top.
Yes.
Because we still remember the season that she had with the Chicago Sky, and how she really did carry us to a championship.
Yes.
And then she goes to Las Vegas, and then she stays for another season, tries to bring it back, couldn't do it, but it wasn't for a lack of trying. Candace Parker was still Candace Parker, and goes to the Aces, plays half a season, but the half of the season that she did play, Candace was Candace,
right? And
so she still left out at a high clip in her basketball career, and I think that's important. You don't want to you don't want to wait until you're like bruised and battered and you're like can't really do anything can't really run, can't really do anything, but you're still playing. You're still playing because you don't want to give it up. And then that's what people remember you by.
Right.
But we still remember Candace by, like, her being absolutely fantastic.
Yes. Yes. Like, who could stop her?
And guys, it's pretty fitting that on my shirt, y'all see Candace Parker on my shirt. It's very fitting. I should have put on my Candace Parker jersey for this one, but yeah, it's this is going. Now I will say this one thing. This is, if you are one of the rookies on the Las Vegas Aces, you now have a chance.
Yes.
You now have a chance.
To fill that spot.
So, yeah, because they have Elizabeth Kitley. Elizabeth Kitley is injured for this season for the Las Vegas Aces. And, you know, we're going to see who else can actually make the squad. There's a chance that Jackson State's own Angel Jackson might actually have a chance of making this roster. She's 6'6", can play the center role. Can play a power forward role if she needs to. She's defensively very good. At first, I didn't think she had a shot at all in training camp. Now, I'm wondering, does she have a shot? Maybe, maybe not. King Pisces says, sometimes it's time to pass the torch and let these young players play.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. That's straight facts, King Pisces. Straight facts. Carmela says, like the video, y'all. Yeah, y'all, listen to Carmela and hit that like button, y'all. We got 190 people in the chat, but only 59 likes. If y'all could hit that like button, that would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, folks are saying that Kate Martin will make it. It would be great if Kate Martin makes it.
Yes, it would be.
Before this, I actually thought, because guys, again, I basically had my video ready for the Aces that I now can't put out. But for that, I actually had Kate Martin making the roster. I actually do have Kate Martin making the roster, even before Candace Parker announced her retirement. So yeah, Kate Martin, I think, has a really, really good shot because she really is an all-around player. Not necessarily a post player. She's small forward, but she can play the post if she needs to. She could do a power forward for a little bit. But guys, that concludes our talk about Candace Parker, because the point of this stream was actually to talk about the Chicago Sky, but because of the breaking news, we had to push it back a little bit and talk about Candace Parker first. So, is there any last minute Candace Parker related stuff that you guys want to say in the chat? Nola says Angel Reese is the next Candace Parker.
Okay.
That is huge company to be put next to.
Like, yeah, she got a lot to live up to.
I would say it's kind of unfair to put that on Angel Reese. Nola, I get what you're saying. But I think it's unfair to say anybody is the next Candace Parker. Candace Parker is one of one. Like just
hard to be in her company.
Just one of one. I mean, maybe the person who kind of gets the closest is Asia Wilson. But
okay.
But other than that, like I think it's kind of unfair to put anybody in the realm of Candace Parker that's currently playing, not past players, but players that are currently playing. So yeah, disagree with you on that one, Nola. Though Angel Reese is very good, but not Candace Parker. Not Candace Parker. Adrian says, shout out to Annie Constable for her story. Yeah, guys, she did write a story about I don't know how. Okay, here's the thing that I don't understand. How in the world do some of these reporters have a story out ASAP? Like, I don't get it. Candace Parker just announced that she was retiring, and Annie immediately put up an article about it. And I'm just like, what? People be fast. But I just dropped the link to Annie's story in the Sun-Times. Check that out if y'all want. But yeah, I don't get how they be so fast. These reporters, man. I don't know. Was she just like, did she know that this was gonna happen or something? I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you saw a lot of articles. ESPN wrote an article. I saw Annie wrote an article. I'm pretty sure there's some other articles that are already out right now. And she just announced, like, guys, like this is not a thing that she announced a long time ago. She just put this out 46 minutes ago. So I'm just, I don't know. That's a random thing for me. All right, guys. Ronald says Angel is going to blaze her own trail. Yes, she is. Yes, she is going to blaze her own trail. Yes, she is. And I'm very much looking forward to that. I Smile says, Quita, who is in your starting lineup for the Sky? Well, great segue to talk about what we're actually supposed to talk about, which is the Chicago Sky. So, guys, that's my mom.
Hello, everyone.
And when my mom joins, you know what we're talking about, right? The Sky. We're talking about the Chicago Sky. Okay? All right. So guys, as you know, we are big Sky fans. Mom is rocking a jersey. I'm wearing my WNBA Jam Chicago Sky shirt that includes nobody who's currently on the Chicago Sky. We need to get a new edition of the WNBA Jam shirt because I want some of the current players for the Chicago Sky on it. Like this is Courtney Vandersloot and Candace Parker, which they're not on the team anymore. So, but anyway, guys, we are big Sky fans. And before the season starts, training camp actually just started today. But before we really get into training camp, we wanted to just take a moment to talk about the Chicago Sky, talk about some predictions that we may see this year, talk about some of the players that we are very excited about, and generally let you all know who is on the roster for the Chicago Sky. So I do want to just go really quickly down the list for the Sky, just so we can sort of talk about the different players on the squad. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. All right, let's talk about this guy. Sorry, guys, I was doing a little bit of counting. Rube says, what's good, awesome people of the internet, Quita and moms. What's up, Rube? Hope you're doing well. Oh, High Vibration says, is that her Kamilla jersey? Mama, I told them that I got you a Kamilla jersey. That's what I was asking.
This one is Rebecca Gardner, who's no longer on the team.
So last year, the first game of the year, we got to the game early. The first home game of the year for the Chicago Sky. We got to the game early, and I got Mama a Rebecca Gardner jersey because Mama's a big Rebecca Gardner fan.
Yeah.
And that same game,
she got hurt
and was out for the rest of the year. I think you've I don't know. It was like bad luck. You got the jersey.
I was like, oh my God. And she's no longer on the team now, so yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. But still gotta rock the jerseys. But anyway, the Kamilla Cardoso jersey that Mom has not been shipped yet. So I ordered it. At the same time I ordered my Angel Reese jersey, and I'm just waiting to
get it.
Waiting to get it, guys. So I don't know how long it's gonna take for us to get the jerseys, but yeah. Until then, we can't rock them if we ain't got them. So paid the money, so we're just waiting. Waiting. For everything to actually come in the mail. All right, guys. So let's talk about the Chicago Sky. And first, I do want to just do a quick level set to let you all know who is on the roster. Okay. So we're just gonna go real quick, go through the roster, and then we're also going to go player by player, or to some of the players, to sort of talk about specifics for those players. Okay, so we have 14 players currently on the training camp roster. Maybe more coming soon, because teams can have up to 18 players on their training camp roster.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this is an increase from last year. I can't remember exactly the amount from last year, but this year they did increase it to 18.
That's a lot of That's 6 people gonna be cut at least.
Yeah, at least.
That's too much to deal with. Sorry, y'all.
Well, that's why we see that Teresa Weatherspoon was like, nah, we just don't have 14. 14 is good enough. So that way you're only cutting two people. Because the Sky does have cap space to keep all
12.
All 12. Yeah. So some teams don't have the cap space for all 12. We do. So we likely will have, assuming that, the players convince Teresa Weatherspoon, we should have 12 players at the beginning of the season for the Chicago Sky. So there will be 2 players cut as of right now. They may add other players in the training camp, but we'll see. All right, so let's talk about who is currently on the roster. All right, so again, 14 players. We have Lindsay Allen, who is recently just joined the Chicago Sky. Kamilla Cardoso, Kennedy Carter, Diamond DeShields is back. Dana Evans, Kaiser Gondrzik, Isabel Harrison / Izzy, Marina Mabry.
Oh yeah, Marina.
You can't forget Marina.
Can't forget Marina, no. Not the 3-point player, girl.
Brynna Maxwell, Michaela Onyenwere, Angel Reese, Taya Reimer, Brianna Turner, and Elizabeth Williams. So those are your 14 players that are currently on the Chicago Sky. Now we're going to talk specifically about some of these players. And yeah, we're gonna talk about some of these players. And we're gonna start with the fact that we are officially in the teaspoon era. Mm-hmm. Mama, welcome to the teaspoon era. How's it feel?
It feels good. I love her, and I think that she's gonna do well for the group of ladies that we have. She's going to develop them even more than what they are. She's gonna push them. Mm-hmm. She's a pusher. She's not one of those that's gonna no, you gonna play or you gonna sit on that bench. That's who Witherspoon is. Mm-hmm. Weatherspoon, I'm sorry, you are saying Weatherspoon. That's who she is. She is a pusher. Yeah. That is her demeanor. And these ladies, I think they know up front who she is, so I think they're prepared to give it their best.
I would agree with that. Yeah, and not only is she gonna get gonna push them for them to reach their greatness as a player, but also that lady can talk. She is Mama. She reminds me so much of like Deion Sanders.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
like cause sometimes when I listen to her, I'm like, man, like they have a way. They have a. It's a certain cadence that they like in terms of their delivery, and they have like a motivating quality about them that is just like, wow. Like I could listen to you talk for a while. Like you're like,
so I'm not even on your team, but I can listen to you talk because I feel what you're saying.
Well,
right?
And it's like you can motivate, you can motivate anybody to get on that court and do something. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. There's something about those two coaches that I see some similarities. Between them and yeah, I am very, very, very much excited about the fact that we are in the Teresa Weatherspoon era. She, came from the NBA world, was an assistant coach, and I think she's going to bring some of that NBA-ness to the WNBA. We saw what, Becky Hammond did.
Sure did.
Becky Hammond. I mean, yes, she did have a great squad in the Las Vegas Aces, but immediately she came in there and dominated because she had an NBA brain. Mm-hmm. Yes, she played in the WNBA and whatnot. That's fantastic. But like the schemes that NBA teams do, sometimes a lot of differences, absolute differences, and the way that she's able to coach, I think is slightly different than some of the WNBA only coaches. And again, this is not me saying that it's you need to have NBA experience, but I think it gives
gives them an edge.
Yeah, it gives them a little bit of an edge, and I am excited. I am very, very much excited about what Teresa Weatherspoon is going to do. And guys, the thing is, she has her and GM coach or GM Jeff P. I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm just going to call him Jeff P. What they have put together in terms of a roster, I think is way better than what I was expecting coming into the season. Like, Mama, we remember this. Last year, at the end of the season, there were fans in our section who said, I am not renewing next year because the Sky are trash. They traded away all the draft picks. We are going to suck next year.
That's what they said.
James Wade is gone. He messed us up, and we don't even know who's going to be our coach next year. This is what was said the last home game for the Chicago Sky. At the game when I was talking to different fans, of course there were fans like us that were like, ride or die. We there. We there regardless. The Sky gonna get our money regardless of how bad they are. But there were other fans who were like,
I'm not doing this again.
Yeah. They were mad.
Yeah.
They were absolutely mad. And now
I know they're gonna be upset they gave up their seats.
Oh, now I'm sure they're mad now. They're like, oh no, we can't get our seats back.
The seats are gone.
Yeah, because the Sky brought in a fantastic coach in Teresa Weatherspoon that will take us to the next future. They got a GM who has a ton of experience as a trainer for these players. Like Jeff P. was, he was associated with the Sky before, not in a GM capacity. This is his first time ever being a GM. So, but he has great relationships with players because he trained a lot of players in the WNBA. And so in terms of relationship management, I think that does have its pluses, right? And while the Sky, I'm not predicting will be that great this year. Yes, I do think they're going to make it to the playoffs. I do. But I don't think they're going to be that great. But in years to come, we're developing something very, very special. And I am extremely excited about it. Welcome to the teaspoon era, guys. We about to have a good time, okay? We about to have a good time in this era.
And it takes time to develop. All these players that are good, yes, some of them came in as rookies and they were good, but they become great over time. With experience. Experience brings that. And that's what these rookies need. They need some experience, and then you'll see their potential rise. They have it, but it takes experience. They have to get on the court. Let's do it. And from year to year, you'll see the improvements.
Yeah. Janera. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. But Janera says, Teaspoon is going to do good by the Sky. Becky Hammond is another type of legend. Becky went undrafted to WNBA. Yeah. Let's see. Rube says, I can see that, Quita. It's their way of motivating others for sure. I was fired up listening to Teaspoon speak as well. Yeah. Like, she just, she does a good job. Goodness Raider says NBA brain, the WNBA brain isn't chopped liver. No, it's not. It's not. And I'm not. Me saying that was not to say that WNBA only coaches are chopped liver or bad or any way. I'm just saying I think having experience in the NBA just gives a little bit of different twist. That's it. Just a little bit of a different twist. I don't think it's inherently way better. I think it's just a feature. I think it's just a feature to coaching, and I'm excited about it personally. All right. So that is the Teaspoon era. Welcome to it, guys. Welcome. And guys, also, welcome to the Kamilla Cardoso and Angel Reese era.
Yes, baby girl, Angel Reese. I love it.
y'all was here, what, 2 weeks ago? When we did that live stream and we were talking about
we wanted both of them.
Yeah. And there were people in the chat saying y'all being too greedy and like the Sky is not gonna get both of them and all this other stuff. But look what happened. Mm-hmm. We got both. And not BOTH. BOF. We got both of them players. We got both of them players. Okay. Like I am very, very much ecstatic about the fact that we have, our posts kind of locked down. Like I'm very happy because you have rebounding giants. Mm-hmm. Kamilla and Angel paired up together. You got Kamilla to be swatting everybody's shot, and then then she looked down at them. She swat their shot, and then she looked down at them. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see them two play together. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say this. I think they're gonna be a fun pairing to see in the future, and I do see both of them, staying their initial 3 years with the Chicago Sky, and the Sky should for sure extend a extension to the rookie deal and do whatever you can do to keep both of them together on the team together. Mm-hmm. I think they're great. They're gonna be a great pairing. Also, guys, if y'all can hit that like button, that would be fantastic. We only got 113 likes. If y'all get that like button, that would be awesome. We are at 244 folks in the chat, but we only got 114 likes. So if y'all get that like button, that would be great. The goal is to get to 200 likes. That is the goal, to get to 200 likes. Okay. Yeah, Goodness Radio says Kamilla is good at looking down at them. Yeah, she does it. I'm just like, I find it so funny. I find it so funny. I find it so funny. EJ says, imagine Quita and Mom's reaction if Angel gets cut. She's not getting cut.
Angel's not getting cut.
She's not getting cut.
No.
If she gets cut, I don't know. What do we riot or something? What happens? What do we do?
I think that the team is going to be in trouble. As a whole, if they cut her financially, as someone was saying in the chat, the team has already made money on the jerseys. They sold out. So the fact that she's here and those that are trying to get tickets are having a hard time as far as the money that the tickets have been raised in price. So I find it hard to think that an organization would cut their money. And I'm saying it because she is money. Look at here now. This girl is money. Baby girl Angel Reese has brought the money in. Her and Kamilla Cardoso, they have brought the money in. Okay? So I don't think either one of them are going to be cut. And if somebody on the team suggests that they get cut, maybe they need to get cut. Okay? Let's say it like that. All right.
Oh, Mama, you funny. That's funny. But yeah. Let's specifically talk about both Angel and Kamilla separately, because there's some points that I want to say that's sort of reacting to what some of y'all are saying in the chat. So on to the Chi-Town Barbie, aka Angel Reese. So Angel Reese, is going to be the power forward for the Chicago Sky. I don't anticipate her starting initially, right? I anticipate her coming off the bench for a good amount of the season, if not most of the season, until she really, really does get her WNBA legs under her. Now, guys, the WNBA is very, very different. Very, very different than college, okay? Mm-hmm. Yes, Angel, she was the double-double queen in women's college basketball. It's not going to necessarily be like that in the WNBA, because what Angel was able to do, she was one of those rare players that it's kind of like maybe a Dennis Rodman type, or just rebounds. That's just what she does. Rebound. That's her focus, right? And there's sometimes where I feel like where she did it in college, where she would try to get a layup, but she would rush it so much that she was like sort of like she knew she was gonna miss it, and then she jumped before the other players and got her rebound and got her own rebound to the shot that she missed and put it back up. Like that's stuff that happens. That's stuff that I've seen her do quite a bit in women's college basketball that you can't do in the WNBA. Like it's not likely that you are going to be able to miss a shot
and get your own
rebound. Like that's not going to happen. Well, if it does, it's not going to happen to the level that she did it in college. Like she was a pro at it in college. I don't think that happens that way in the WNBA. There is definitely a learning curve, but I think she's going to learn. Like the thing about Angel Reese that I love, Angel Reese is a worker. Like I don't think some of y'all realize how much of a worker Angel Reese is. Like she's not absolutely, yeah, she's the Bayou Barbie now, Chi-Town Barbie, all this stuff. Yeah, she's on the cover of Vogue and like she's a celebrity. 3+ million followers on Instagram and TikTok and all that good stuff. Right? She's a bona fide celebrity in her own right. But it doesn't that all of that celebrity, she still can ball. She still gives it all she has. I think she's going to have a wonderful career in the WNBA. It's going to take her time,
right,
to develop. But I think she has huge potential to stay at that power forward spot, or even, in my opinion, hopefully, she transitions into a small forward. Because to me, I really do think once she gets a consistent jumper and a consistent 3-point shot, the small forward position to me is where Angel Reese will really, really shine in the WNBA.
Wow, hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, because the thing about Angel Reese is that she used to be a guard. She used to be in high school. She was a guard. And when she came to women's college basketball, she's tall, so they put her in the post. Angel Reese is one of the best passers in women's college basketball. She was, and it's such an underrated part of her game that a lot of people don't realize that. Like, watch Angel Reese play. She has court vision. She has court vision of a guard. And that is very rare for a post player.
Yes.
Very, very rare for a post player to have a guard-like passing ability where you have the vision to see where to get the pass at. And if she just develops a shot, I think that small forward position is hers.
Okay.
But until she develops the shot, she has to be a power forward because she needs a jumper that she can make, with a good amount of precision, But okay. Yeah. What do you think about Angel Reese, Mama?
Well, I think I agree with you that she probably will come off the bench, and I think being a rookie, she probably should come off the bench. But I think that when she does come off the bench, she's going to give them energy as well as some points, because I think they're going to guard her. They're going to guard her differently because they're going to see her as a threat. So she is going to be a threat to the other team, but getting used to how the WNBA works is going to be kind of like her transition part. So it may take her 10 games to get into that rhythm of what the WNBA really is and where they could probably make her a starter. Because starters have to have a little bit more energy throughout the game, even though they get rest. But more is going to be expected of her if she is a starter versus coming off the bench. I think it would be better for her to come off the bench initially, and I think she'd probably be more comfortable as well starting in the WNBA off the bench.
Yeah.
But I look her to have a great impact whenever she's on the floor, though. I do see that she's going to have an impact, whether it's at the rim, whether it's passing the ball, whatever she's assigned to do when she comes in, because most likely she's going to be at the power forward right now. But like you said, who knows what Weatherspoon is going to see her doing even this training camp part. She may see something different than what we've seen in college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know most of these ladies have been practicing. They have not stopped practicing just because their seasons have been over. So we don't know how she's developed even in the last month or so. So I think she's going to be a weapon for the Chicago Sky, a weapon for offense. I see that.
Mm-hmm. And on defense, she can get scrappy. She can make some stuff happen. But yeah, I'm very much excited about Angel Reese. Mama, so I'm anticipating that I do think she may be put in a starting position towards the end of the season. What do you think? Do you think she'll stay the whole season coming off the bench?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think that.
Yeah, I think in terms of who I think is actually going to start right now in that power forward position, I think it's going to be Isabel Harrison.
Okay.
I think she's initially going to be the starting power forward for the squad, and eventually, Angel will replace Izzy.
And I only remember seeing Izzy play one time last year because I believe after that first game she got hurt. Mm-hmm. But I do remember what we did see was awesome. We did see her play awesome. So I'm looking forward to, if she is going to be that starting power forward, that she brings her A game, and kind of like started off showing what we want the Sky to do. We don't want somebody that's mediocre. We want somebody that, got the goods and show the goods. Don't just get on the court and say, okay, I'm the starter. We don't want to hear that. Chicago don't want to hear nobody being a starter and can't bring the goods. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Vico1E says, I think Reese will not start at all. Izzy is way more skilled than Angel. So I think so in terms of basketball ability right now, absolutely. That's why I'm saying Izzy's gonna start initially. Izzy is a fantastic power forward. She is. If you didn't know, go back and watch her in Athletes Unlimited, where Izzy played this year. Really, really good. Really, really good. And the reason why I think that eventually Angel will get that starting position is because Angel is the future for the Chicago Sky. And so I think it would behoove Teresa Weatherspoon to move Angel into that starting power forward position before the season's over, because who knows if Izzy is going to re-sign with the Sky next year. But for sure, Angel Reese is going to be with the team next year. And so to me, it makes strategic sense, even if, yes, she is not better than Izzy. I think it still makes strategic sense to prepare her before the season's over, because maybe Izzy comes back in 2025, maybe she doesn't. Who knows? But one thing's for sure is Angel will be there unless she's put in the expansion draft. But assuming she's not put in the expansion draft, Angel will be on the team next year for 2025, and I think it makes sense for the Sky to actually give Angel starting minutes at the end of the season, towards the end of the season, because she is the future. And guys, remember, Angel's young. Her ceiling is through the roof.
Yes.
Like, it really is. It's through the roof. So it's like, to me, I think it just, from a strategy perspective, it makes sense. It makes sense, in my opinion. So
and just because let's say she does become the starter towards the end of the season, she doesn't have to stay in, the whole quarter. You know what I'm saying? She could keep her in the first 5 minutes, then pull her. You know, don't make her play that whole 10 minutes of the quarter, just so she don't get worn out initially, so she can get the feel of what starting feels like. I think that's going to be very important. As a rookie, they got to get the feeling. What is it like to carry a team from the beginning of the game? Because however you start the game, kind of like sets the tone for the game. So I think it would be, like you said, important for them to, at some point before the season is over, to let her at least start.
Yeah.
Being looking at her as being the future.
And that is not a knock on Izzy.
No.
Izzy's fantastic. Like, she really is. Like, truly. Guys, watch AU Athletes Unlimited footage. Izzy's great. But again, Angel is a franchise player in my opinion. Kamilla, Angel, and Dana Evans, in my opinion, are the franchise players for the Chicago Sky going forward. And so I think it just makes sense. I think it just makes a lot of sense.
Well, I'm hoping that the Chicago Sky with Weatherspoon have a team mentality. Whoever can get the job done is what I want to see this year. I don't, even though we're saying Izzy is probably going to be the starter, even though if we're saying Angel's coming off the bench, whatever, we need team game. If you don't have team game, if you don't have team mentality, you need to be on the bench anyway. Because it's whoever can get the job done. It's time out for us giving preference to because of this and preference because of that. If you can't play the game, sit on the bench. Because we can't be a losing team where we lose in the first 5 and 6 games because we don't switch out players that need to be switched out. So, I'm sorry. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, mama spitting facts, y'all. Mama spitting facts. Nola says, Quita, you are right. Angel will start because she is going to be the franchise player. Yep, in my opinion, she will be. And she gives more defense and more opportunities for rebounds. Sure. Yeah, but it truly is about her being the franchise player. For Izzy has more of an offensive bag than Angel right now. And Angel for sure is more on the defense and rebounds game. But yeah, Angel is the franchise player in my opinion, which is why I do believe it makes sense for her to start. CSC says, Quita, I hope your mom is so proud of all the work you have done on YouTube. You are amazing and have created an incredible following.
Yes, I am.
Thanks, CAC. EJ said, Quita love her some Dana Evans. Guys, we gotta get to Dana, right? I got my, yeah, we're gonna get to Dana. We're gonna for sure get to Dana Evans. I should have put my Dana Evans jersey on. I do got a Dana Evans jersey hanging up in the closet. She is PG1 in my opinion for the Chicago Sky. I'm just saying. Bree Wayne says, how good is Dana Evans really? Okay, well, just wait a second, Bree Wayne, because we gonna go through all the reasons why I believe Dana Evans is our point guard for the Chicago Sky. Okay. I'm high on her for a reason. She's very good. Okay. It's just that I don't believe she was ever allowed to like fully unleash herself with the Chicago Sky before. And I believe that Teresa Weatherspoon is going to allow that, and we are going to see some fantastic basketball. So I'm just saying. I am just saying. Vico1E says, don't sleep on Michaela Onyenwere. Michaela's good. She is. I don't think she's a starter. I'm not sleeping on her. I think she's a good player. I think she's a good off the bench role player. I don't think she's a starter. Right now, at least. Ivor Birches said, tell her, mama. All right. D-Ray says, has the Sky hired yet? No. No. Yeah. Belinda, yes. We're going to I mean, I'm going to be at every single Sky game. Mama is going to be at as many games as she possibly can be. We have season tickets, so yeah. So we will be at all the home games, or yeah. So yeah. All right, guys. Wow, we spent so much time on Angel. Let's go to Kamilla. Let's go to Kamilla. Okay. All right.
So, go girl.
Y'all, Mama is a huge fan of Kamilla Cardoso.
Yes, I am.
And Mama, can you just explain to the people why you like her so much?
I like her because she is a beast at the rim. Usually, she reminds me of Shaq. I'll have to say that. You remember how Shaq used to attack the rim? And how all the block shots he used to get, and he could pivot his feet as well. Kamilla can do it all. She can do it all, but what they expect her to do is all at the rim, all on that glass. And I love when I see players get on the glass. It's just something about when a player can get at the glass or they can block the shots there. It's amazing. And so I love her toughness. I love her fitness. She's a tall girl, but she's a fit girl.
She can run.
She's a fit girl. And you can't mess with that, okay? You can't mess with a tall, fit girl, can get you at the rim, can shoot it, can block you, and then again, look at you like, I did that. So I love her, and I love her even more for the Chicago Sky. We need this type of player. Elizabeth Williams was our center last year, and she did a good job. But I don't think she is as tough as Kamilla is. Mm-hmm. So whether or not Kamilla start is a question, but I know whenever Kamilla is going to be on the floor, she's going to make a difference at the rim. Because she's going to stop these teams from just shooting at will. So I'm looking forward to her. Again, I'm getting her jersey because I like big girls that can play and not afraid or not ashamed that they're big and they can do something. But she's big and she's fit, you all. She is fit. You don't hardly see that. And she has a great smile. I just love her. So I'm looking forward to seeing her play. Looking at the Sky, she's the player I'm going to be looking at. It's Kamilla. I love baby girl Reese. I do, but Kamilla is the one I'm going to be looking for to see what she's going to do on the floor.
It's funny. It's like we like somewhat divided. I'm all about Angel Reese, and Mama all about Kamilla Cardoso.
I just love her.
But as long as they're gonna work well together. I'm excited about it. Shout out to Andrew. Thank you so much for the super chat, Andrew. Really do appreciate that so much. Let's see. Let's see what y'all got to say. High Vibration says, I love the way Kamilla runs the floor. She be moving up and down the court fast for her size. Yeah. She is.
She beat a lot of the point guards.
Yeah. she be beating them guards down the court. And I be like, man.
She fit.
Look at Kamilla run. Look at her run.
She is fit. Hey.
She is fast, okay? All right. She is very, very fast. I see there's a Liz Cambage comment in there. Yeah, I do see Liz Cambage in Kamilla Cardoso. I do. I it's not like a full like comparison 1-to-1, but I do see some similarities where dominant post player, if they want to score, they can score. And is just bigger than everybody and can just, swatch a shot and do all this other stuff. Jack says, we'll listen to Mama's critiques on Angel and yours on Kamilla for unbiased opinions. Yes. 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 All right. Now, guys, we talked about Angel. We talked about Kamilla. Guys, we got to talk about Brynna Maxwell. So Brynna Maxwell is a player, rookie from Gonzaga that the Sky drafted in this year's WNBA draft. Guys, the thing about Brynna Maxwell is, yes, there hasn't been that much conversation about her. It hasn't been, right? But Brynna Maxwell is phenomenal. Okay. Let's just sort of talk about how good she is. Brynna Maxwell is a shooter, and the Sky, we need shooting.
Yes, we do.
So I think I really do. And guys, we'll see if I'm wrong on this, but I am anticipating that all three of the Sky's draft picks for this year will all make the final roster. Okay? Of course, Kamilla and Angel Reese are going to make it, but also Brynna Maxwell, barring something crazy, barring her completely, being a dud in training camp, she's going to make the squad. And the reason why is because she has a pure shot. That's why I picked that particular shot for her, that particular photo for her, because Brynna Maxwell, I don't know if y'all have watched her. She played for Gonzaga. A lot of people didn't really watch Gonzaga. Before she went to Gonzaga, she played for 3 years at Utah. And she's a player who can come in the game and shoot. She was 44% from the 3-point line this past season for Gonzaga. That's a really good number. like really, really good number. 44%. She was in not this past season, but the year before for Gonzaga, she was 48% from the 3-point line. She can shoot, guys. She really can. She can get you 2 to 3 3-pointers each and every game. And I know there's not a lot of hype around her. I know. But let this be your warning right now. Let this be your warning, okay? That the Sky, we're going to have a very, very good rookie class for the Chicago Sky. I understand a lot of hype around the first two players we just talked about. But Brynna Maxwell, I believe she's going to make this roster. And I believe she is going to be possibly, and again, this is not me doing a direct comparison, but a similar comparison. I believe there is Allie Quigley vibes from Brynna
Would
Maxwell.
that be awesome?
I feel that there are Allie Quigley vibes in Brynna Maxwell, and as a fan of Allie Quigley since she played at DePaul, and then she went to lots of different different teams, bounced around a lot, found her home in Chicago, and really, really was a player that we were able to bring in and make some noise. Okay.
Do that spot up 3.
Yeah. Yeah. When we needed a 3-point shot, when we needed a 3-point shot,
she was the one.
Allie Quigley was the player we went to. Wasn't when we won the championship, she wasn't a starter. I believe she started that following year, but she wasn't a starter before that.
Right.
She always came off the bench as our sixth man a lot of times, and she came in and she shot that ball.
She was always ready.
Yeah, she was always ready.
Always ready.
She's always ready, and I truly do believe that is Brynna Maxwell can do that for the Chicago Sky. And I'm excited about it. I really am.
I am too, because I think the 3-point line is where you're going to win or lose this upcoming season. I think that all the teams have become better, and their 3-point shots have gotten better in particular. And if you got good 3-point shot, more than one, and can shoot it consistently, that's going to be the difference in the game. And I think her coming off the bench and being able to do the spot up 3-point, you're not going to be able to touch that.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to touch that.
I am very high on I'm very high on Brynna Maxwell. So guys, I don't know if y'all have watched any of Gonzaga's games. Some of them are on YouTube, so watch those. But yeah, I think she's gonna have a really good career. She's gonna have a really good career with the Chicago Sky, because I do believe she's gonna make the roster because, guys, Teresa Weatherspoon is not. She wasn't just picking people just to pick people. Mm-hmm. I do believe that there are some coaches and GMs that know for a fact the player that they drafted is not going to make the roster. But I believe that she is going to. I believe that
these three will make it.
These three will make it because they were strategic in who they picked. They picked exactly who they wanted. They needed two future franchise post players. And, oh no, is this starting to go slow again? Oh no.
I don't know. Yep. How long have we been on?
An hour.
We've been on an hour already? Doesn't seem like it.
Well, guys, I don't know. This happened before. And I was like, this happened like a couple weeks ago. It was happening like most of my streams like an hour in, but then it stopped happening. So I thought like whatever it was fixed or whatever, but now.
Well, let's keep going and just see. Oh, they said no, it's perfect.
Oh, well, on our end, we look very, very delayed. So yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, anyway, let's just quickly go through the rest of these players. All right, because Kevin says it's fine on our end. Really? Okay. Well, that's kind of weird though. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone while we talking and see if it's going.
I think I only seen Brynna play one game, and she was hitting those threes, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like, go girl.
Yeah, she could hit some shots. All right, next up, Dana Evans. All right, so guys, let's talk about Dana Evans. Dana Evans, in my opinion, is the starting point guard for the Chicago Sky. I know that some of y'all might not agree with that. But I do believe she's going to be the starting point guard for our team. Now, the thing about Dana Evans is she is short, right? She's only 5'6", not that tall, but she's a player who has really, really made the Sky her home, and she's a player that is beloved by. I haven't met a Sky fan that's not a huge Dana Evans fan. Like she's just okay. People are saying it's a little bit laggy. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with my stuff. Anyway. Dana Evans is a player who I think made a lot of strides last year. Yes. Because she had a more expanded role. She went from, playing close to 10 minutes a game in 2022. Last year, she was averaging about 21 minutes a game. She finished with 9 points. 9 points a game on average. And one thing about Dana is that her shot was bad last year. And I think it's because she worked so hard on her defense.
Yes.
And we saw that. Like, she was picking up players full court. And defensively, Dana Evans was on it. Mm-hmm. And I really do believe that she spent so much focus on her defense that her offense suffered. So if you're just comparing her percentages from last year, absolutely, she wasn't good. In terms of efficiency, her normal efficiency, but I do believe that she's going to get back to being a good offensive shooter this year, and I am excited to see her play. Now, guys, she just actually wrapped up a season with Besiktas. That's the European team that she plays for, and her team actually won the Euro Cup. So shout out to Besiktas for that. And for Besiktas, Dana averaged 22.6 points a game. She shot 30% from the 3-point line, 38% from as far as 2-point field goals, and so not the best of stats. But there's a difference between European ball and WNBA ball. And so I've seen WNBA players, not shoot that well overseas because they have more free reign to just kind of do whatever they want, and they shoot shots that they wouldn't shoot in the WNBA. So their field goal percentages is not that great. And in the WNBA, they tighten it up. They make better reads and they make better decisions. So I do believe that. Oh, actually no, they lost to the London Lions beat them. Actually, hold on, sorry about that. The London Lions beat Besiktas in the championship game for Euro Cup. My bad. Sorry about that. The London Lions, where Megan Gustafson is played for. Yeah, but anyway, Dana Evans, I think she is going to be our starting point guard. She can pass the ball. She can find her own shot. Yes, she's going to have to work on her efficiency. But in terms of just knowing how to do stuff in the WNBA, I think she has it. And I think she's gonna do well this year. I really do. I think she's gonna do well.
I hope so, because the year before that, we knew her as the spot up 3-point person. Yeah. She was the one that came off the bench and gave the Sky the lift in 2022, where if they need a 3-pointer and they needed some score, she gave them some energy. Every time she came off the bench, the Sky got energy. It's like, I don't know, she just brought energy. And then last year, playing, being the starter point guard, she showed her defense. We didn't even know Dana could defend like that. It was like, whoa, where did that person come from? Where's she been hiding? But like you said, I think her offense suffered because of her awesome defense. She worked so hard at it, and she was very, very good at it. So hopefully we'll see both offense and defense come together this year and make her the complete player that the Sky will need her to be, even with all these new players coming in.
And with the players who they potentially will have on the roster, and Brynna Maxwell, Myrna Mabry, Kennedy Carter, who I think actually really does have a shot at making the roster. Because of the shooting that's going to be around Dana, I don't think she has to necessarily look for her shot as much as she has in the past, where she can just sort of like be the point guard facilitator. That sure, if she's open, she can get it. She can get her shot. She can get her shot off. But like I think there's going to be enough shooting on the squad that it won't be as necessary.
She won't have that pressure, and that's going to make her a better player anyway if she doesn't have that pressure. That's what I'm hoping for the team, that with all these pieces come together, that nobody feels like if I don't do it, it can't be done. I'm hoping that we don't have that type of feeling. The team rounded out, should you do what you do, I do what I do, and we all do what we do together, and we make a great team. That's what I'm hoping that we see this year. Whether we're at home or away, it should not matter. You play the same type of game because you have the same skill. Your skill doesn't change just because you're playing away. Yes, you have a crowd that's against you, but your skill, you still put that on the floor. You put that on the floor, and I think with that, if you don't have to worry about, I got to defend and get all the shots. That just takes so much energy away from you. So hopefully that's what she'll be in that position where she can be that uh, guard that is able to pass the ball and get everybody else in good position.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. And actually, Mama, we're gonna do a quick segue to Twitter because it looks like Annie, Sky reporter extraordinaire, has put out some coverage of the first day of training camp.
Oh.
So let's look at that. And also, shout out to the 152 people on Twitter who are watching right now. Wow. A lot of people on Twitter. Okay. Anyway, guys, let's
Oh, you're gonna transition.
Yeah, I wanna
So is that Sky's training camp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of I've been seeing video of the Fever's training camp, but this is the first time we're actually seeing the Sky's training camp, which is cool. Very, very cool. So yeah, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna show that for y'all, so we can talk about what we see with the Chicago Sky. All right, so let's. Okay. All right, let's take a look at there's a Kamilla. Let's play the audio for this.
Training camp is amazing. It's like you come to. I dreamed about this since I was 14 years old, and now just being able to be here on training camp is amazing. It's like you come to.
So she said this is a dream come true. Her being in the WNBA, I think it's pretty exciting. I think it's very, very, very exciting. Shout out to Kamilla Cardoso. And then here's what Angel Reese had to say. Let's see. Here, let's turn up the audio for this. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's what I get for doing stuff on the fly.
Player, a big guard. I always admire her. When I came here, since I couldn't get 10, I wanted to get 3, but I was like, wait, Candace is going to get her jersey retired very soon. So I knew she was going to get her jersey. Yeah. I've always watched Candace Parker. I mean, she's been an amazing player, a big guard. I always admire her. When I came here, since I couldn't get 10, I wanted to get 3, but I was like, wait, Candace is going to get her jersey retired very soon. So I knew she was going to get her jersey retired soon because she's an amazing player, amazing mom, amazing person, and she's always been super inspiring to me. So I always will love her and watch her game. Yeah.
So that is what Angel Reese had to say about Candace Parker. Hopefully y'all were able to hear that. Angel Reese, was a fan of Candace Parker and intentionally did not get that number 3 jersey because of Candace Parker, which makes sense because she would have had to give up that jersey, because I really do think that the Chicago Sky will retire Candace Parker's jersey. Even though she was with the team only for 2 years, she did win us a championship. So I do think that we're gonna see her jersey retired. So it makes sense that Angel Reese did not get that number 3 jersey. But yeah, that's what she said. Let's see what else is there for Sky. So Annie said they're wrapping up practice. That was about an hour ago. And again, guys, they play at Saks Recreation Center in Deerfield. And then of course we got the article about. Okay, well anyway, that looks like that's all the Sky training camp coverage. So there you have it, guys. There you have it. Belinda says Angel Reese is so positive. She is very positive. Lil, yes, Diamond is on the team. Yes.
Diamond is Shield.
Yes.
She was one of the players that when she got traded, I was upset. I was really upset because I love Diamond.
I think she left on her own.
Did she leave her home? I thought she got traded. I thought she got traded.
I thought she left her. I don't actually remember. Actually, it was a while ago. I don't totally remember. But I think she might have left on her own accord. Let's see. Yeah, she was a free agent. Yeah, she went to Phoenix as a free agent.
Okay.
There we go.
So her contract was up.
She did a sign and trade. She did a sign and trade with the Sky that took her to Phoenix.
And when she left, I was surprised, and I'm kind of surprised that she's back. You know, usually players don't come back, do they?
Mm-hmm. Usually they don't.
They usually don't come back to the team that they left.
Yeah.
So this was definitely a surprise. What position is she going to play?
She's a small forward.
She's a small forward?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing about Diamond that I really admire is her ability to endure. She has endured some extreme health challenges to the point where at one point she couldn't really walk. And it's just amazing to see the endurance that she has had over the years as a player. And anyway,
but remember when she was with the Sky before, when we went into Dick's Sporting Good, she was the only Sky jersey that we could get. Everybody else's jersey was out, and she had plenty of hers. I was like, why is Diamond the only jersey here?
Well, because that was at the time where the Sky didn't have jerseys for all the main players, so they only picked 2 players that had jerseys. It was Diamond and it was Vandersloot.
That's right.
Those are the only jerseys you could find for a long time for the Chicago Sky.
It's like, wow.
But yeah, Monifa, yep. Yeah, she has had to endure quite a bit as a player to come back and play. And to me, regardless of, absolutely she wants to make the team and she wants to, play and whatnot. But like regardless, the fact that that she has
the health challenges.
Yeah, that she's gone through all that stuff and come out on the other side is, like, to me, that's a huge W. That is a huge, huge, huge W. Though I really do think she's going to make the roster. I think assuming Diamond is healthy and ready to go this season, I think she's going to make the roster.
Yes, I think so too.
And maybe this is a good quick segue to just the end of the stream where we just sort of talk about like who we think are going to start. Unless is there another Sky player that you want to talk about? Marina. Miss Marina.
That girl last year, like, whoa, girl, she could play some ball. And she's another 3-point shooter. It was just like towards the end of the season where some of the teams kind of like started shutting her down. But I mean, literally, because they were taller than her, that's how they were shutting her down. But prior to that, I was like, she was hitting some deep threes. I was like, girl, you can shoot.
She can shoot when she wants to.
But she did have some attitude at different times. But I love Marina, though. I do love her. And hopefully she will remain on the team because I think they will need her in order to bring offense.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing about Marina Mabrey, talented. Very, very talented player. But that lady, she got a little bit of an attitude. Well, but I like it. I like it, though. I like it.
I don't think Teaspoon going to allow that
sometimes it's too much.
Yeah, but I don't think Teaspoon is going to allow that to be a consistent thing with her. I think she's going to say, look, we don't deal with attitudes. You're having a bad day, bad game. I understand it, but we're not going to take it to the court.
Mm-hmm.
Take it to your seat, and then get yourself together, and then come on back. Well, I'm talking like a mother, you all. If you notice, I'm talking like a mother, and I think that's what sometimes coaches have to be. Parents, they have to be like a parent on the court with these players, because sometimes they forget what they are assigned to do. This is not about your attitude. This is about your career. You being paid to play. So let's play the game. But I love Brynna. As you said, she's was one of the most skillful players we had last year.
Yeah, she was
on the Sky game, on the Sky team rather. And I think that her having all these other pieces surrounded by her, I think the pressure will be taken off of her as well. Other than to create that offense, I think because she was not a great defender. No. But she is a great offense. She has bring offense to the team, and they're going to need the offense, but I don't think she's going to feel that same pressure as she did last year, because they depended on her a lot last year for offense.
Mm-hmm. R177 says attitude is for her opponents, not team. Yeah. Like, absolutely. We're not saying that she that Brynna had it. Her attitude is to the opponents and also particularly to the refs. Mm-hmm. Actually,
she gave those refs some looks. If looks could kill, that girl. I mean, Brynna, look, she looked at those refs a whole lot all season though. It wasn't just one. It was all season. They made a call. She looking like, or they knock her down and they didn't call the foul. She looking like, I know you saw that.
Yeah, and sometimes it felt like Brynna would sometimes get so mad at the refs
she wouldn't play.
That she wouldn't play.
Right. But I think Teaspoon gonna settle that.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna settle that. I really do. What do you say?
Brown says, Quita, you and Mama are twins.
You all are so funny.
EJ says, wait till we ignore the attitude thing with Angel, but not with Brynna. The reason why I didn't talk, yeah, sure. Let's talk about Angel and Angel also can get upset at the refs and whatnot, and can do a little bit of showboating to the opponents and whatnot. The reason why I didn't really hone in on that because I don't know how Angel is going to handle the WNBA.
Right.
Like I don't think we're going to see the same Angel in terms of attitude wise that we saw in college in the WNBA. Like,
I don't think so.
We're not going to see it.
I don't think so either. She knows this is a different level of play.
This is a grown woman game, and it's gonna take her a while to be in the position to be a showboater because she got a lot to learn, a lot. So EJ, that's why because Brynna has been a pro for years and still has a little bit of attitude, but not to me. Again, for the most part, I like it. I don't think it. I think there's just certain times where she gets so mad where she like gives up on the play that I'm like, okay, well that needs to get worked out. But other than that, I love the firepower. Like,
we need it. We need attitude. I'm trying to think of our little point guard from last year.
Courtney Williams.
Oh, you talk about I love Courtney Williams. Now she got some attitude, y'all. But her attitude is, I'm going to show it to you on the court. So it's okay to have attitude. Show it on the court, meaning that do your thing on the court. That's your attitude. My attitude is like, you can't stop me. That's the attitude. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with that. But when you have attitude and you stop playing the game, that is the issue. That is the issue. And also when you give the refs so much attention that you kind of like disturb the game in a sense. You take the game loses its focus. And sometimes the refs now, they're going to pay more attention to you because now you're paying too much attention to them. So that's what I'm talking about. Attitude should be on the court and it shows up in your game, not in your face like I'm going to show you that no, show it on the game. Hit that basket. Block that shot. That's your attitude. There you go. Sorry. I'm sorry, you all. Marquita, she knows where I go with these games. I'm sorry.
Tay says, "Yep, mama." Oh man. Let's see.
True. Right there.
Yeah, what Adrian said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Angel never refused to play because of the refs. She never really says anything when she gets calls against her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody else that you want to talk about?
Elizabeth Williams.
All right.
Elizabeth Williams last year played her game. We needed her last year, and she stepped up to the plate. And she was the center that the Sky needed, and she brought us lots of offense. With these other players coming in, especially with Cardoso, I know Williams is probably going to start, but she's going to be challenged to raise her game if she don't want to lose her starting position from the beginning. Because I think Cardoso is going to just bring it from the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to have much time needed. I think she's just going to be ready to play. And with Elizabeth, she played better at times. And it's like, at other times, like, where was that game at? You played this way? Where's that game at? So we know she got the skill, but sometimes I think it was her attitude as well. She didn't show it towards the refs. I think it was just attitude where I don't really want to play, or I don't care right now, and you can't have that. And I think Teaspoon is going to get the attitude right, because you need to have some attitude, but she's going to get the attitude right. And she's going to let these ladies know we are here to win these games. We're not here to be laughed at. We're not here to be the last one standing, the last one in the league. We're not trying to be that. We're going to be our best. Everything we got, we're going to leave it on the floor. We can talk about the rest later, but everything we got for the game, we're going to leave it on the floor. I think that's going to be her talk, even with them, even in training camp. She wants to see your best foot forward. Even if your best is not good enough, but she wants to see your best foot forward.
Yeah. And I think that assuming Elizabeth Williams is healthy, it's going to be a battle between her and Kamilla to get that starting spot. So, whereas I said that I thought initially for sure Angel was going to come off the bench, with Kamilla, I'm not totally sure. Because I could see a scenario where Kamilla wins the starting spot by the start of the regular season for the Sky. Mm-hmm. But I could also see where Elizabeth Williams, assuming she's healthy, will get the starting spot. Like it's sort of like a 50-50 to me. But eventually, just like for Angel Reese, eventually, way before the end of the season, Kamilla will be starting for the Sky. Whether or not she's starting that first game or she's starting the 10th game, she will be starting for the Chicago Sky, and she will get the starting nod, in my opinion, before Angel Reese gets her starting nod. So Kamilla will start first, and then Angel. But in terms of, is Kamilla starting at the beginning of the season? Is she starting 10 games in? I'm not totally sure. But Elizabeth Williams is really good.
Yes, she is.
But also, Kamilla Cardoso is 6'7". So yeah, I mean,
taller.
Like I just at some point, while Elizabeth Williams is a great center, she is. At some point, you're going to start the taller player. So I think in terms of skill, of course, Elizabeth Williams all day, but you can't teach height. I mean, you just can't teach height. Mm-hmm. That's a thing. Elizabeth Williams is 6'3". 6'3" versus 6'7". I mean, like,
it's night and day.
At some point, Elizabeth Williams is going to come off the bench. because Kamilla's the future. And also, Kamilla is much taller. And in the women's game, height is increasingly becoming a factor.
What they said in during the championship, those trees, all those trees. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And guys, so that was we just did quick hits of some of the players. There are other players for the Chicago Sky that you all should know about. Kennedy Carter is with the Chicago Sky guys. She is going to be back in the WNBA. I do believe she does make the roster. Kennedy Carter is another player who has a lot of attitude and firepower as well. And I'm just, it's gonna be pretty interesting. You got Brynna Maxwell, okay, attitude for days. You got Kennedy Carter, also attitude for days. You got Kamilla Cardoso, got some spiciness to her, and Angel Reese has that attitude factor too. I think we are going to have some huge personalities on our team, and I love it. I truly do believe. I really do. I truly do believe that those 4 players, they are going to work out very fine in the locker room. I think that all that attitude is going to be outwardly focused. I don't think we're not going to have. I've heard people talking about, there's going to be drama in the Sky's locker room. So. That's not happening, guys. I don't think so. These players want to win, and they are focused. Kennedy Carter has something to prove. She wanted to get back in the WNBA. Teresa Weatherspoon is giving her a shot. She's lightning in a bottle. She can play. And I think that when we talk about teams and chemistry, Chicago's going to develop that chemistry. And we're going to be good. Okay? Yes, we have a lot of personalities. A lot.
But we didn't hear a lot of personalities. We didn't hear of anything being an issue in the locker room, even with attitude. I don't think that was an issue even in the locker room all these years. I don't think it was an attitude. It wasn't an issue. It wasn't.
But I've seen people say on social media the fact that we have Kennedy, Marina, and Angel on the same squad that there's going to be issues.
No,
there's not. I think we have huge personalities on our team. They are going to get after it. Mm-hmm. They're going to challenge each other a lot in practice. And I think ultimately they'll be better players for it. I don't think there's going to be drama. And I think that the people who are saying that, I don't know. I think some people just want something.
They want the drama.
Yeah, they just want something negative. But guys, the Sky gonna be fine. We're gonna have a lot of attitude, a lot of personality, but it's gonna be towards the refs and it's gonna be towards other teams. So we gonna be, our locker room gonna be good. Okay, I don't anticipate any issues like that happening for the Chicago Sky. All right, but guys, we're gonna wrap up in about, let's say, 6 minutes. But before we do that, I do just want to walk through who I think is actually going to make the roster. Okay. So again, the Sky have 14 players currently on their training camp roster. They have to get that down to 12 players. And here is who I have making the team. So for the posts, I have Kamilla Cardoso, Elizabeth Williams, Brianna Turner, who we got from via a trade from Phoenix, Angel Reese, and Isabella Harrison. So those will be the 5 post players for the Sky. So Elizabeth, Brianna, Kamilla, Izzy, Angel. Okay. 5 post players. Okay. Next up for the guard / small forwards, I have Michaela Onyenwere. I have Marina Maxwell, Dana Evans, Kennedy Carter, Brynna Maxwell, Diamond DeShields. Okay, and for that final spot, truly, I think it's going to be a matchup between Lindsay Allen, who is a longtime WNBA player, and Kaiser Gondrezick for that final spot. The thing is, I have not seen Kaiser Gondrezick play professionally in a long time. So I really have no idea how she's really going to be this season for the WNBA. So that's why I don't really know. I don't know if she's going to like what she's going to do. You know, she was a 4th pick in 2021. You know, very, very talented player. You know, as a college player, you know, she played at West Virginia. Drafted to the Indiana Fever. You know, 4th overall in 2021. Bounced out the league. She's back. But I don't know. I don't know what she what I don't know how she is as a player right now. Like, because we haven't seen her play in a long time. So I think it's between her and Lindsay Allen. I do think Lindsay Allen has the edge. Because again, I mean, I know what Lindsay Allen can do. Lindsay Allen's a very talented player. I don't know about Kaiser Gondrezick because we haven't seen enough of her in the last like year or two. Okay. so I don't quite know for her. So yeah, that's you know, Taya Reimer I don't think is going to make it, and it's either going to be Kaiser or Lindsay who doesn't make it. Lindsay probably will make the roster, unless Kaiser is just like a dominant force, which I'm not sure. I don't know. We haven't seen her play really. So yeah. Folks in the chat are saying Lindsay Allen, no question. I mean, I guess the question is, I want to see what Kaiser can do. Sure, Lindsay Allen is a very good player, and should be on the roster. But again, I don't know if Kaiser is way better than she was when we last saw her with the Indiana Fever or not. So that's why I have a question mark on her. But yeah, it's one of them. Likely Lindsay, but we'll see. So guys, that's who I have making the squad for the Chicago Sky. And in terms of who I think will be day one starters, I think it's going to be Dana, Marina. We're probably going to see an instance where, actually, I'm not totally sure. We're with that small forward position, I actually think that there's a chance that we see another like guard instead of a small forward actually take that spot.
Okay.
So I think it's possible, depending on what Kennedy Carter can do in training camp. I think it's possible that she could work her way into being like a 6-man and eventually like starting, depending on what. Because I think she can play the shooting guard position, Kennedy. But initially, probably Diamond, maybe, as the small forward between her and Michaela. Izzy for sure is a starting power forward. Elizabeth Williams and Kamilla Cardoso will battle it out for that starting spot for the center position. But either way, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a very, very fun season.
It is going to be a fun season.
So,
can't wait.
So, Mama, do you have a prediction, playoff or no playoffs for the Sky? And if you don't, that's fine. We can ask you later.
I'm hoping just for a good season. Whether they make the playoff is another thing. Just hoping that they they have a good season where the ladies do bond together on the court and play like a glove is in baseball, like the glove in baseball. That's what I want for them, and I think it's possible, especially uh, with the coach. I think it's very possible that that can happen, and that first game is always an indication of what the mindset is of the team, what they're going for. Remember that first game, the preseason game last year was awesome.
Yeah,
it was an awesome preseason game. We saw how they just literally came out. It's like, whoa, y'all came to play, So hopefully they will do the same thing, and at least they shouldn't lose too much steam because they do have great players that can come off the bench and pick up where they left off. So I'm just hoping for a good season. Yes, I want them to make the playoff, but I do know these great teams that have been running first, second, and third for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
that's going to be hard to get past to say, oh yeah, we're going to win a championship. I see that a little ways off, but being in the playoff, at least that first round, would be something we could hope for.
Yeah. CAC asked a Red Stars question. Quita, did you have fun at the Red Stars game? I did. Yeah. It was a good game. I watched it on TV. So I would say this, as a Red Stars fan, I was kind of annoyed with the Red Stars, to be quite honest with you. But I did get a hat. I got like a cool bucket hat for the Red Stars. That was the giveaway.
Oh.
So that's why I wanted to go to the game super early so I can get the hat. It's a cool hat. The Chicago Sky for sure should do a bucket hat giveaway thing. I thought it was really nice. But anyway, they played the Portland Thorns. We got killed. We the Red Stars, similar to the Chicago Sky, the Red Stars have basically a brand new squad.
Oh, do they?
In terms of players and a brand new coach.
Mm.
So the Sky isn't calling it a rebuild, but for me, I'm calling the Red Stars a rebuild for sure. And there were lots of miscues and missteps that I was just like, come on, team. I was kind of upset. I'm like, come on, y'all. There were some times where I'm like, okay, you're quick aside for soccer, and then we're gonna get back to basketball, and then we're gonna end the stream. Okay, the thing about soccer is, like, yes, absolutely, there's sometimes that you want to play into space, right, and have the player run onto the ball. But there were times where I was like, you need a direct pass. Get a direct pass to Mallory Pugh or Mallory Swanson, and they were passing it into space, but like where it was so much of a distance that she couldn't run to it. She couldn't run to it in time without the defender getting the ball and going forward. And so I think there was a lot of miscues, a lot of bad passes. There was we had two goals that should have been goals. One was off the crossbar. The other one was like a barely there miss. Mm-hmm. And so the Red Stars are going to be better as the season goes on. I do think our players are talented. I do think our coach is talented. I think it's just going to take us time to gel. But I personally was kind of upset watching that game and seeing some of the mistakes that were made. So I'm just, so that's just me. That's just me. All right, but I did see a question that I thought was really good, and I want to answer it. Ronald says, Quita, who do you think will have the biggest impact this year from the draft class? Reese and Cardoso, Boston and Clark, or Jackson and Brink?
The biggest impact? Probably Boston and Clark. If you're looking at what the Indiana Fever are going to be able to accomplish, probably them, because last year the Indiana Fever did make great improvement last year. I saw it, and I was like, whoa, what happened to the Indiana Fever we saw in 22? And it was like, whoa, they a whole different team with Aaliyah Boston. So with Clark joining, I think they're going to see the biggest impact from the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the Indiana Fever.
Yeah, I would also say the Indiana Fever, just because you really like. And guys, we are going to, in my opinion, we're going to see a opportunity for us to see like the Seattle Storm Part 2. So the Seattle Storm in the 2000s was really good. They had Sue Bird and they had a lady named Lauren Jackson. Mm-hmm. Lauren Jackson, phenomenal post player. Then you have Sue Bird, point guard extraordinaire, can find her shot, can also has vision for days in terms of passing ability, and I'm excited because I was a big Seattle fan back in the day when those two were playing, and I'm seeing like that there's a possibility that we may see that again with Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, and I am very much excited about it. So I would say Boston and Clark for sure, but also Rakia Jackson and Cameron Brink are going to be good.
I think all three. I think all three of these teams are going to. We're going to see an impact. But when you say the biggest, that's why I said Boston and Clark. I think overall, the WNBA season overall for all the teams are going to be better. Mm-hmm. I think all the teams are going to play better. Yes, you're going to have losers. Who's going to be at the bottom? Who's going to be at the top? But I think as a league, I think they have improved by the players that have come in, the players that have remained, and somewhat the mentality that the college women have put basketball on the map for the WNBA to now shine. And it's up to these coaches to get it in order so that it won't be no excuse of why they couldn't play. Yes, they have to be a loser. They have to be winners. But we shouldn't see sloppy plays. We should see great games every single game this season.
Yeah, and I really do think we're going to see that. I mean, initially, I would say usually I count the first week of games as washes because players are rusty. Mm-hmm. You know, some players are still trying to get their legs under them from being overseas, and so once we hit week 2, I think it's gonna be great basketball from then on out for the rest of the season. So guys, that is the stream. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Before y'all go, please hit that like button. That would be fantastic. Hit the like button on YouTube. Also, if y'all are watching this on Twitter, if y'all can hit that heart button and share this out with someone, that would be fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for rocking with us. Guys, if y'all want Mama to come back, post it in the chat. Do y'all want Mama to come back? For another Talking Sky conversation. Let her know in the chat. K.A. says, Quita, the people need to hear your opinion on Kiki Ira-Offin joining USC. Well, the people will hear my opinion tomorrow when you tune in for Women's Basketball Weekly. Now, guys, I decided not to put that out as a separate video because I wanted to make that my headline story for Women's Basketball Weekly, which comes out tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. So tomorrow, 6:30 p.m., watch Women's Basketball Weekly, and I will tell you about why I believe Kiki picked USC and what this means in the future, okay? So hopefully y'all can join me for that. So Women's Basketball Weekly. Talk to y'all tomorrow about that. All right, Mama, everybody's saying they want you to come back.
I see that.
Man, everybody wants you to come back, Mama.
Okay, guys, I will be back.
Guys, appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Mama, wow, we almost made it 2 hours. That's crazy.
Whoa.
Isn't that a long time?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it though.
Time flies
when you're having fun.
And when you're talking to the awesome people of the internet. All right, guys. We appreciate y'all. Hit that like button on y'all way out. Go, Sky, go. All right. Until next time, guys. Bye. Bye.